97.1 FM.
It's 1 o'clock. It's CBS News on the hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Allison Keys in Washington. There's a rush on sandbags and groceries in California as Hurricane Hillary bears down on an area not used to tropical storms. Jeff Maher is at the Weather Channel looking ahead.
There are thunderstorm signatures showing up on radar, and we're seeing some activity out kind of east along I-10 especially, and then a little farther south, seeing some of the heavier rain there. The consistent heavier rain, it looks like obviously is going to be making its way in as we move through to the nighttime hour side, and especially tomorrow is going to be the big one.
There have been some questions as to whether climate change caused this particular storm. CBS's Ben Tracy explains not this time.
Scientists say climate change does not cause a storm like this to happen. But what we do know is that human-caused climate change is leading to more frequent and intense extreme precipitation events, and is also causing wetter tropical storms and hurricanes. And that's because a warmer atmosphere holds more moisture. It's also making rapid intensification of these storms, which we have seen with Hurricane Hillary, more common.
Still no definitive word on the cause of those deadly wildfires in Maui. CBS's Sonia Backus reports.
At least 1,000 federal workers are in Lahaina, including ATF agents who will help determine where and how the fire started. The Department of Health and Human Services also has a team assisting with identifying victims.
Our goal is to try to reunite every one of the lost folks with their family members.
Sonia Backus, CBS News, Maui. In Britain, a nurse convicted of murdering 7 babies and trying to kill 6 others at the hospital where she worked is set to be sentenced on Monday. CBS's MTS Syab.
According to prosecutors, in 2015, the hospitals experienced a significant rise in the number of babies who were dying or suffering sudden deteriorations in their health for no apparent reason. Some suffered, quote, serious catastrophic collapses, but survived after help from medical staff. They argued that Ledby was on duty in all of the cases and described her as a, quote, constant benevolent presence in the neonatal unit when the children collapsed or died.
Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy is among the 2024 GOP contenders speaking at an annual gathering in Atlanta.
Now is actually our moment as conservatives to start running to something, to our vision of what it actually means to be an American. That's how we're actually going to win.
Most candidates have been getting ready for the party's first 2024 debate next week. This is CBS News.
Hire with minimal effort and max speed with Indeed. Their hiring solution platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates efficiently. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
The latest on Hurricane Hillary. Good afternoon. I'm Larry Farrell. It is 1:03. Well, Hurricane Hillary continues its northward path along the Baja Coast, heading straight for landfall in Southern California. Weather Channel's Jeff Eno is here with the latest. Hi, Jeff. Hey, Larry. How you doing? I'm good, thanks. How are you? So, what's the update on this storm? Well, I tell you, one of the updates here is the fact that we are looking at some heavy rain. And indeed, there is a flash flood warning, and this is for south central Inyo County, so a little farther, of course, out to the east. But that's kind of the heavy rain prospect and threat here, triggering some of these flash flood warnings to go on top of the flood watch. This is with us until 3:15, so we're going to see this stay with us for a little while longer. But again, this is a little farther to the east where most of the rain has been concentrated here as we've moved through parts of the early afternoon and through the late morning. Now, as we push through the latter part of the afternoon, we're going to see things start to progress, moving a little farther east, or farther west, I should say, maybe towards the Riverside area, and then up kind of north of Lancaster as these storms continue to progress to the north. Now, a lot of this moisture is not only associated with some of the activity with Hillary, but a little bit of the monsoon moisture is still mixing in too. So we've got kind of a couple of ingredients here contributing, but of course, as time wears on, this storm pushes north, and all of the moisture is going to be associated with what is now, of course, Hurricane Hillary. Is that monsoon moisture responsible for some of the thunderstorms that we may experience? Right now, it does look like it is clear to that. As we move on, it is going to be just primarily the outer bands of Hillary, but we're getting a little bit of a mix right now, and we're seeing some of the heavier rainfall that is kind of associated with some of those monsoon type storms. But the coverage is a little greater and wider than what we usually see with these very narrow storms that kind of pop up, fire off the rain, and then move out. We're not really seeing that kind of characteristic right now. All right, we do have a warm storm, obviously. And what about any other things falling from the sky, like hail? Can we expect any hail out of this? That is a possibility that cannot obviously be ruled out. We are looking at the high winds, hail, just about anything associated with some of these storms, brief heavy downpours. Right now, it looks like the possible impact for some of those storms or that type of activity will be a little farther to the north around the Lancaster, Palmdale area, according to the National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center. But of course, with these storms that do fire up that are embedded into the showers, any of these types of severe type weather can occur. All right, there he is, the Weather Channel's Jeff Eno again with the latest on the storm on what still Hurricane Hillary developing into a storm a little bit later on. Jeff, thanks so much again. We do appreciate it. Thank you, later. You bet. All right, at 106 now, let's get a check of your roads. Here's Tim Greenwood.
844 KNX News is where you call to tell us what you see. Northbound 5 at Jamboree Road, several calls on this one. Two-car crash, one on each side, two left lanes taken away, including the carpool lane. And this one has you jammed, well, almost all the way back to the 133. Now, the way to do this is if you're not yet up on that and you're coming north on the 5, take the 405 instead of the 5 at the Spectrum, and then you'll be doing just fine. Head on up to the 55 or the 261 and go where you want to be. Now, if you're already coming upon that, you can exit at Sand Canyon and go south and pick up Irvine Center Drive. That'll take you up to the 55, and you'll also be able to bypass this pretty handily. 5 freeway northbound just before Van Nuys Boulevard. It's a 5-car crash in the carpool and the leftmost lane. We have so many people on the road today. Everyone's trying to get a whole weekend in an afternoon, and they're in a hurry, so do be careful. On the 5 northbound at the 118 west, another 2-car crash, unknown if there's injuries. 60 westbound at 7th Avenue on-ramp, a crash there too. Next traffic report, 115 from the Irvine Auto Center, 24-hour traffic center.
Well, let's talk about timing right now, because it looks like the storm is set to hit for Jeff Eno and some of the folks over at the National Hurricane Center. The bulk of the rain really beginning tomorrow afternoon for the Metro LA, Inland Orange County areas, Inland Empire a little bit sooner because the storm is moving to the west right now in the Coachella Valley and dropping a bit of rain through Joshua Tree National Park. Heading toward Yucca Valley, Desert Hot Springs as well, but not really much in the Palm Springs area just yet, but it is moving in that direction. So that's where we're going to see the rain coming first, is probably in the IE. We're going to see more of that there. And then rain heaviest at times really tomorrow night through Monday morning. Rain heavy at times, thunderstorms possible, and as Jeff was just saying, maybe even some hail. So don't be surprised at that either. If you see that coming down in your backyard or maybe on your car as you're driving through town. But as they all say, all the emergency management officials, stay off the roads if you don't need to be on them. It's a good idea not to be, and if you are and you come across water, to make sure that you don't cross it, right? Because you don't know exactly how deep it is, and you don't want to get stuck in that because you're endangering your life, and certainly those of first responders as well. Right now, we have... my temperatures just went away. Let's see. We've got, where'd they go? Hang with me for 1 second. And there they are currently in downtown LA. 80 degrees right now in Pasadena. It's 81, 78 degrees. In Anaheim, it's 109. Catalina Island under an evacuation advisory. Residents and visitors being encouraged to leave the island today, especially if they have medical or access needs. The LA County Sheriff's Department sent out a public safety alert recommending everyone catch a ride out on the Catalina Express as soon as they can. City of Long Beach has set up a temporary emergency shelter at Silverado Park to provide emergency food, water, and shelter. And in San Bernardino County, there is an evacuation warning for the communities of Oak Glen, Forest Falls, Mountain Home Village, Angeles Oaks, and Northeast Yucaipa. Nancy Ward is director of the California Office of Emergency Services. She says people need to take this storm seriously and be prepared for whatever happens.
There will be power outages. Make no mistake, there will be power outages across Southern California. And we want to be sure that we have this close communication with those utility companies to ensure that they can restore power as quickly as they possibly can. We also want to ensure that Californians do what they can do to keep themselves safe. Signing up for alerts, ensuring that you have a go bag ready to evacuate should you be asked, making sure that you are in touch with family and friends, elderly neighbors, of people with access and functional needs that need their help, need your help, in ensuring that they can get out or have what they need to shelter in place during the storm.
We're also remind people to stay off the road again, if at all possible. Never again attempt to drive through standing water. Riverside County bracing for heavy rain and damaging winds as Hillary moves closer to SoCal. The Sheriff's Department has issued evacuation warnings for the communities of Oak Glen and mentioned Angeles Oaks and northeastern Yucaipa. Shane Reichart is with the Riverside County Emergency Management Department. He says officials are particularly concerned about the mountain and desert areas.
We're very aware of the potential, and we really, really want the public to take action to prepare now, plan for things like power outages, plan for being stranded and not able to move about on roadways that may be flooded or damaged. It's really important that the public take their steps because the responders are doing everything we can to make sure that we are ready.
Reichart says because Hillary is such a significant storm, Riverside County residents should expect to see impacts in areas that are usually unaffected by storms. This coming in now from Burbank. Sandbags are already gone. The city says they've given out all the sandbags, and if residents still need some, the city says, Burbank says, to check with local hardware stores. More coming up here on KNX News. It's 1:12. KNX connects you to the latest on Hurricane Hillary, SoCal's only 24/7 connection.
Ventura County insists on jail time for your first offense DUI. What will your county try to do to you? We know. I'm attorney Darren Kavanoki, founder of 1-800-NO-CUFFS. What you don't know can and will hurt you. Call 1-800-NO-CUFFS. That's 1-800-NO-CUFFS.
You're recycling, you're composting, maybe you're driving an electric car, and then you're using poisonous gas to treat termites. What? It's Vicky Moore, Pacific Coast Termite. That's the company I use. They treat with orange oil and Ultracet, and it's effective and so convenient. We didn't have to leave our home for the treatment because it is no tent, no move out. So here's what you do. You call Pacific Coast Termite today. They're going to send out a technician to inspect your home or business for free. Let me say that again. For free. Then, if you decide to go ahead with the treatment, there's no pressure, but you get 10% off and a 2-year guarantee. You, your kids, your pets, you could all stay home during the treatment because there is no poisonous gas. You don't have to pack anything up or pay extra to board your pets. Trust me, don't put this off. Just make the call today and get the inspection on your calendar. Your home is probably your most valuable asset, right? So what are you waiting for? Things to get worse? Call 800-PACIFIC. The number again, 800-PACIFIC or PacificCoastTermite.com. Some restrictions apply.
I'm so proud. Every day my clients receive substantial ERC refunds. If your company has not applied for the employee retention credit, or if you're told you didn't qualify, I urge you to call me today. All applications are still being accepted. Car dealerships, delivery services, medical offices, nonprofits, restaurants are just some of the businesses that receive refunds. If you kept a minimum of 3 W-2 employees that are not family on payroll during the pandemic, you may be eligible